Suji looked sad after listening to Jay tell her that Jules was in love with Arjun. She was afraid that this wasn't just the kind of puppy love that childhood friends sometimes develop while growing up. Still, Jules had said, in love since childhood. Suji asked him, how long have they known each other? Jay sighed. As long as she can remember, I guess. That's what she said. Jules was now telling Jacob how she had met Arjun. She was only 8 years old. Arjun's grandparents lived in Coimbatore and they were neighbors of David uncle. Every year during his school vacation in May, Arjun visit his grandparents. Jules hadn't seen him before that day. He was playing throw ball with his grandfather when he accidentally threw the ball into their house. The sound of the ball breaking the glass was heard. His grandfather escaped via the back door. Mary came out in anger, holding a broom in her hand. Mary scolded Arjun and told him not to play the game there anymore. She refused to return the ball because he had broken the glass of their window. But when Mary wasn't looking, Jules quietly picked up the ball. She threw it back into Arjun's house while he watched. Arjun came to the wall that separated their houses and climbed over it. There, he saw a little girl in a worn out frock. He smiled at her. Thank you, but what if your mom scolds you? Jules replied innocently. I'm used to it. She is not my mom. Arjun's smile faded. Something like grief washed over his face. That was the day he truly began to care about her. He took Jules to his grandmother and explained what had happened. The old woman noticed the wounds on 80-year-old Jules's hands. She understood that the little girl was working harder than most adults. She took pity on her and gave her a handful of snacks. And that soon became a routine. From then on, Jules began waiting for Arjun every May. They became a team. Later, Nancy joined them when she turned 8. The three of them played together whenever Arjun visited, until Jules' household chores called her back. But one year, Arjun had to prepare for his public exams. His parents, who lived in Chennai, were strict enough to make sure he stayed back that May. Jules was disappointed. And then the following year, everything had changed. When Arjun saw her again, Jules no longer looked like little girl he remembered. She had grown into a young woman. She smiled at him, but the shy way she looked at him was completely different. Arjun asked his grandmother why Jules seemed so different. His grandmother advised him not to talk to her anymore. He cannot play with her anymore. Arjun didn't like the way she said it. Instead, he became even more curious about her. One Sunday, when Jules was returning from church, he stopped her and took her to the same big banyan tree where they used to play hide and seek. He looked at her. You look different, Julie, and that makes me wonder why we cannot talk like we used to. Jules felt shy and couldn't bring herself to look directly into his eyes. But after a moment, she looked at him. That one look changed everything for Arjun. She didn't say anything. She simply moved away from him and started running. That night, Arjun couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about her eyes, the way she had looked at him. And then he understood what had changed. They had fallen in love without ever having to tell each other. At 16, they realized that their friendship had grown into love. Jules finished her 12th grade after so many arguments between David and Mary. By that May, Arjun had chosen his career and was in the second year of college. They met again under the banyan tree. Arjun had bought Jules a pair of bangles as his first gift. He had been working with the NCC and had earned his first salary. Jules was in tears when he put the bangles on her hands. But Mary arrived at exactly the wrong time. She saw everything. Arjun's parents were summoned. Mary scolded David for allowing things to go this far, but Arjun was firm in his decision. He wanted to educate Jules and take her to Chennai. His parents opposed the idea, but his grandparents supported him. Eventually, just to keep everyone calm, his parents reluctantly agreed. Arjun helped Jules take that big step. She came to Chennai to pursue her degree in computer engineering. They both worked part time while studying. When Arjun completed his graduation, his grandfather passed away and his grandmother became ill. To take care of her and the family business, Arjun's father sent him back to Coimbatore. Jules concluded, whenever he finds some free time, he comes to see me. He's still trying to convince his family to accept me. He had promised to come for my birthday last month, but he couldn't. So I celebrated with those innocent children. That's the least happiness I could give them, with cake and food. Jacob's eyes began to well up, but he tried to hide his tears. Arjun noticed. But Jules was too deeply lost in the emotions of her past to notice the pain in Jacob's eyes. Three hearts, each carrying its own pain, and none of them realized that they would have to endure even more pain in the near future. Let us wait for the next episode. This is Between Love and Truth, where love is deep and truth runs deeper than we think. Thanks for listening.